Going to a football match in the middle of pandemic felt like an undergoing endurance test in a reality TV show. Pre-match message instructs me to arrive at Hampden Park in Glasgow 3 hours before Scotland kick off against Czech Republic. I must wear a mask at all times. I must take no food from my micro bag into a plus bag provided by the stadium. And all the catering allowed will be shut. 저는 왠지 그걸 쏠 supplemented in terms of the stadium, theaters the crowds are predictably sparse. The pub outside the ground overflowed with supporters wrapped in Scotland flag looked like a tempting alternative. But when I suggested to Stuart that might go get a drink ahead of the game, a look of concern could a look of concern crossed her kindly face. Be careful, which pub you're going to, she said. Double see you coming. What is she referring to? Could it be the lunch book bag I beside that I'm clutching? I haven't even my spare ticket to Rear Scott. My friend Alastair is from Edinburgh, so also not 100% at home in Glasgow. We decide to take the divide and skip the pub. Inside the stadium, we encounter fans in the loudest tartan suit I ever seen, including a tiny tartan cloth bag. I posed for a photo with him and he tells me I had a tailor-made. It fits me like a glove. It is not just COVID regulations that make this unique and peculiar film tournament. Euro 2020, as UEFA still insists on calling it, has also become sucked into the culture wars. Culture wars. Into the culture wars. Culture wars. National football team has involved the nation, but that is not a straightforward task at a time when national identity is so fiercely contested. The pressing issue for Scotland is independence. For England, it is race. It is race. English football team has decided to take the knee before matches as a protest against racism, but each time they do it, they are booed by a significant section of their own supporters. Even the government seems uncertain about how to respond. After hesitating for a while, Boris Johnson, Prime Minister, condemned the booing and urged fans to get behind the team, but two members of his cabinet, Jacob Rees-Mogg and Priti Patel, defended the protesters, with Rees-Mogg suggesting that the protesters are not expressing racism but condemning the Marxist or Black Lives Matter movement. Patel, Britain's Home Secretary, has accused players of indulging in gesturing politics. Players from England team whose pre-game press conference are normally confined to discussing tactics, injuries, and the atmosphere inside the game, and now being added to Rear Home Secretary. Be natural to assume the cabinet minister are better equipped than footballers. 어떠냐? Last year, it went down to Newman's defense when it took a market stretch for overextension of free school meal for poor families. Manchester United and England board mobilized a million signatures behind the petition and forced the Johnson government to change tack. The 23-year-old Westbrook preparation for the 2020 defended the protests are not expressing racism but condemned the Marxist or Black Lives Matter movement. Patel, Britain's Home Secretary, has accused players of indulging in gesturing politics. Players from the England team whose pre-game press conference are normally confined to discussing tactics, injuries, and the atmosphere inside the game, and now being asked to Rear Home Secretary. It would be natural to assume the cabinet minister are better equipped than footballers, but the Johnson government has reason to be wary of the clashing with the England team. Last year, it went down to an unanimous vote when it took a micro-search for overextension of free school meal for poor families. England lost the event team. It went down to a unanimous as it went down to a unanimous. Went down to unanimous. When it took a micro-search for overextension of free school meal for poor families. Manchester United and for Manchester United and England forward mobilised a million signatures behind the petition and forced the Johnson government to change tack. The 23-year-old Westbrook preparation for 2020 included a Zoom call with Barack Obama. While plenty of tourists are prepared to grumble about the work in Westbrook, none are willing to take him in public. The cultural wars of football are not just happening in Britain. The multiracial Belgian team took the knee in Russia ahead of their opening game. They were also booed by the crowd. Russians were also protesting against Marxism. Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, one of those nations for 2020, defended the fan who visiting team that take the stand, saying that Hungarians see the gesture as a provocation. Orban is himself a right-wing provocateur who has become a to, hero to the Trumpist right in America by issuing frequent warning about the elderly danger Europe being flooded by Muslim, flooded by Muslim, flooded by Muslim. Oh, flooded by Muslims. But even some moderate conservatives are uncomfortable about footballers taking the knee. One prominent Tory thinker in Britain laments to me that football used to be in a political space, but now the national team has become a social division. I can see what it means. This year's tournament it never really brings back memories of Euro 96. When England also played their games at Wembley and the whole country did seem to get behind the team in an uncomplicated sort of way. Back then, packed the stadium Joel joined the scene of the Lions footballs coming on. Now the stadiums are largely empty and some of the home crowds are actually being the place. As somebody who has been to many England games over the years, I know that the idea that the team was never mixed up with politics or race an illusion. England games have always attracted a substantial number of soldier hooligans and far-right supporters whose trademark chant is "No surrender to A." At the last European Football Championship in France in 2016, the ugly tradition of English football hooliganism emerged. When I remarked to another fan that I didn't particularly enjoy being caught up in a near riot, outside of bar says I was told curtly, if you don't like it, you should stay at home and watch the game on television. Football ground in the 1970s was also where I saw the most over racism that I've ever witnessed. It was routine to see black players spark Bibles and monkey noises. It was monkey noises. The football authorities and commentators were silent about this for many years. If the current national side feel they want to make a statement about racism, it is hard to accuse them of bringing politics into a political space. But now the national team has become a sort of subdivision of political space. Particularly the racial politics, have always been there. The identity issues are rather different for Scotland. Euro 2020 comes as the Scottish government is ramping up demand for a second independent referendum. This is the first major international tournament the team has qualified for since 1998, neatly fitting the narrative of national revival. Arriving in Scotland for the first game of the tournament, I find the local paper full of optimism. In recognition of the enormity of the occasion, the Scottish government has even allowed school stop lesson to allow the kids to watch the game against Czech leaves. As a visiting English fan, I wonder how I feel about all this. I grew up supporting Scotland in big international tournaments. I had little options since England failed to qualify for the World Cup in 1974 and 1978. And it was less complicated back then. The anthem play for the Scotland unprominent torching game really laments to me that football is to be a political sport, but now the national team has become a source of division. I can see what it means. This year's tournament never brings back memories of your 96. The anthem played for the Scotland side that lined up to play Brazil in 1974 was God Save the Queen, although two recordings are not show the Scottish player looking particularly delighted. Today, the crowd and team building up full of Scotland with a stern word that we can still rise and be the nation again. When Scotland qualified for the World Cup in 1973, there were more than 90,000 people inside Hampden. But today, thanks to COVID, it's a little over 9,000. Apart from the joyous return to the big time that has been advertised, that it feels pretty black and lonely up in the stand. Even if the Tartan army has been reduced to little more than a couple of battalions, they built up Law Scotland loud enough to drown out the conversation. The team started the game with all the expected passions to forward. Their captain, De Robertson, can be seen gesturing to his player to calm down. Then the Czech score, and the air sucked out of the stadium. At halftime, we tried to spend the toilet next to the hand dryer, the warmest spot in Hampden. There's hopeful chatter around the window that Scotland might be able to turn this round, but early in the second half, football history is made by the Czechs. Patrick Schick, the team centre forward, gets the ball on the halfway line and floats the ball over the Scottish goalkeeper into the net. It is one of the most brilliant goals any of us will ever witness. The crowd is now almost totally silent apart from a tiny group of cheering Czechs on the other side of the stadium, and a group of children near me who continually shouting for Scotland, while the other around them was frozen in horror. After the match, Leicester reminds me that Scottish fans are used to bitter disappointment. Making the national football team a symbol of the nation is double-edged sword. We imagine them scoring wonderful goals and celebrating the fans, but what if your goalkeeper floundering flat on his back and tangled them in the net? Euro 2020 comes as the Scottish Government is ramping up demand for a second independent referendum. This is the first major international tournament the team has qualified for since 1998, neatly fitting the narrative of national revival. Arriving in Scotland for the first game of the tournament, thank God, Euro 2020 has already delivered humbling spectacle to football-mad popular leader. Orban gave permission for a capacity crowd to attend Hungary's opening game in Budapest against Portugal, only to see the national side lose 3-0. This Tayyip Erdogan, president of Turkey, traveled to Azerbaijan and sat in the place of honor, where he was able to see Turkey go down to a 2-0 defeat against Wales. The England team had also have a habit disappoint their most ardent fan. The side often portrays as the embodiment of what we like to believe are national characteristics: courage, calmness under pressure. In fact, as a recent piece by John Liu in The Guardian pointed out, England are uniquely bad at holding a lead in a tournament. The numbers seem to suggest they might even be bottlers, and they all heresy the French and Italians are much better at holding their nerve when they take a lead. If the national side feel they want to make a statement about racism, it is hard to accuse them. If Gareth Southgate, the England manager, can somehow break this cycle and turn England into a winning outfit, he will inadvertently provide a huge boost to the Johnson government that is desperate for symbol of the success of Brexit Britain. But Southgate has subtly but mistakenly positioned himself to the left of the government on taking the knee. He leads a multiracial team and has irreconcilably defended their right to make statements on subjects other than football. It has become accepted wisdom in Britain that cultural wars always work better for the right than the left, but football may be an exception. All polls taken across Europe before 2020 showed 54% of English football fans supported taking the knee, with 39% opposed. If the England team keep winning, the number in favor may rise, along with the team's popularity. But once the right may find itself on the wrong end of culture war for the duration of Euro 2020, I will care much less about who wins the culture war than who wins the tournament. Both Scotland and the Euro 2020 began with a differing debate. By the time this article appears, we will know whether they have restored their fortune at the home of the old enemy. The England team disappointed their fans almost as reliably as the Scots, just slightly later in the day. On the other hand, this is a weird tournament. It's taking place in the middle of a pandemic. The stadiums are quite full and England are playing half decently. I am allowing myself to for the weirdest outcome of the lot. On England victory.